So when did you start the talent assembly?
A couple of years in. So it would be maybe 7 or 8 years ago now.
Wow. So that's kind of like at the beginning of when
Yeah,
influencers are starting to take hold.
definitely. Right at the beginning. And we didn't have any sort of idea at the time what that looked like. So a lot of it
Mm.
was trial and error um, across everything day to day, just sort of see what works and what doesn't. How can we pivot and adjust and learn from it?
Oh my God, I love that. I think that's just a great business philosophy. Like the market is always going to change, right? And you've got to be adaptable and try different things.
Definitely. And haven't we learned that through
Oh
COVID?
God.
Almost overnight, just entire strategies and quarterly plans out the window, and we're left sort of with
You're
nothing.
going,
And
I
how
don't
can we
know
make
what's
it work?
happening.
Yep, exactly.
That's so cool. So how have you seen the influencer world change since over that last 7, 8 years?
It's changed quite a lot, hasn't it? And
Mm,
continues to change. It's we've seen it sort of get more um, not stricter, but there's certainly more sort of guidelines and rules that we should be abiding by around the industry.
mm,
I think a point of difference with us, and certainly what we've been working to achieve more recently over the last sort of year,
mm.
is genuine, like real, like we throw that word around a lot, right? But actual,
Yep.
real, genuine alignments,
Mm.
and talent that are really actual, genuine consumers of whatever the product service offering might be, and looking to not capitalize on that, but sort of engage that or existing sort of a relationship and existing know-how of what that service or product or whatever the offering might be, um, for a genuine sort of engagement.
I love that because I think we went through a phase with influencer marketing where there were all of these campaign platforms kind of cropped up, and it was kind of like put in your brief, put in your budget, and it will spit out a bunch of influencers. And I feel like the world has shifted a little bit, and now brands are really thinking more authentically, wanting to have those real conversations, wanting to build relationships with influencers, which I kind of think is a great thing for the consumer.
Yeah, I agree. And longer lasting relationships too are things that I
Yes.
think are wonderful, because it not only adds, I guess, credibility to the brand and to the campaign and whatever it might be.
Mm.
It's then it just it's great all round, because it's I don't even know the words for it. It creates something that I guess is more authentic and longer lasting, and something that's already resonated with the particular talent's followers. So it's already
Yeah.
there and it makes sense.
Yeah, and I think you raised a really good point earlier about, I guess the post-pandemic world that we're living in. And I think, this idea, like all brands kind of had to change like overnight, right? They had to connect more authentically with their consumers. They had to be more real, like stop being so polished and, perfect
Yeah.
photo shoots. And, we were all sitting on the couch in our trackies. We wanted to connect with brands who kind of got where we were at. And I feel like, influencers were the great conduit to actually achieving that, but that's kind of stuck around. So brands really need to be more considered about who they work with. And I think the creative freedom that they give them.
Definitely, definitely. I think there's been a lot of challenges that COVID has brought, right? But I think some of the good sort of outcomes that we've learned through that are here to stay, and that's really great to see. And to look back at sort of where the influencer industry was when it sort of first started becoming popular almost 10
Yeah.
years ago, and I think it was just sort of chaos, and there was so much going on, and everyone just sort of wanted to engage anyone, and alignment, or really, if it was a great choice, didn't massively matter as much as the following count mattered. And
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, I think now there's so much more consideration from brands about an authentic alignment and an engagement that makes sense.